to Coffee by Mrs. Palmer. Coffee, coffee, I love you. I wake up each morning to the smell of your brew. I pour you quickly in my cup. I fill and fill all the way up. When I then pour in my cream, I've satisfied my deepest dream. You are my partner when I teach. To you I'll always and forever reach. Coffee, coffee, I love you. Coffee, do you love me too?
Happy Monday, second graders. It's time for round 2 of our spelling challenge. So pause it right now and go get something to write with and on, and I will wait. All right, I hope you have something to write with. We're going to do 9 words, so 5, and then reveal on my beautiful outdoor chalkboard. It's from when I was little, so it's a little warped, a little old, but we like it. And then we'll do 4 and reveal. These are all words from previous in the school year. So the first word is stir, as in stir with a spoon. Think of the blend, st and There's a lot of sounds that say so do your best. Please pause it if you need more time. Number 2 is boot, like a winter boot. Number 3, storm. Really rubber band that st or storm. Number 4, wishbone. Big compound word. We did it earlier this year. Wish and then bone. Number 5, spring. Spring is here. It's beautiful out. Spring. All right, let's go over the spellings. Pause it if you're still writing. Number 1 was stir. I hope you can see this. S-T-I-R, stir. Number 2 was boot. Number 3, B-O-O-T. Number 3 was storm. S-T-O-R-M. And let's go back to number 1 for a second. I-R, also E-R and U-R say as well. Number 4, wishbone. It was our big one. W-I-S-H-B-O-N-E. How are you doing so far? And number 5, spring. A 3-letter blend. Spur and then ing. Spring. No. S-P-R-I-N-G. How'd you do in round 1? All right, it's time for round 2. First word, went. I went to the store. Remember, we stretch it out. W-E-N-T. Went. Number 2, ham. This is back to September. Ham. I like to eat a ham sandwich. Number 3, back. I hurt my back. Make sure you're pausing between words. And number 4, 5. The number 5 is my favorite number. Pause it if you need more time. I'm about to write them on the board. So number 1 was went. W-E-N-T. Number 2 was ham. H-A-M. Number 3 was back. And remember, k at the end, we talked about that a lot. B-A-C-K. And the last word is 5. F-I-V-E. I hope you did great on our spelling review today. We will do more later this week. Bye.
We are studying poetry this week, and poetry is simply just writers having fun with words. Poetry can really be anything. But the main purpose for writing poetry is to make a connection with the reader. The reader is you. Later this week, you'll be the writer. There really are no rules. Poetry sometimes has rhyme, rhythm, and repetition. So you're about to listen to a poem called Sick by Shel Silverstein, and I want you to see if you hear any repeating words, rhyme, or a rhythm. All right, you're about to hear Sick by Shel Silverstein. It's animated by Mithra Krishnan. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more. That's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut. My eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze. I gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff. My spine is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow's bent. My spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail. And my heart is... What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? I'm going out to play. Wasn't that a super silly poem? She found out it was Saturday and suddenly she was better. Did you hear any rhyming words? I think I did. All right, let's move on to our next learning part of poem. The next thing we're going to talk about poetry is lines and stanzas, and many poems are written this way. So a line of a poem is just one row of text, just one row of words. It is not a complete thought like a sentence. So in poems, each line doesn't have to end with a period. And a stanza is a group of lines like a paragraph. So I'm going to read you our first poem of the week, and then we will revisit this poster. Happy Monday, second graders. Our book this week is a book full of tree poems called Old Elm Speaks, and I'll only be reading you a couple of poems a day from this book. It's by Christine O'Connell George, illustrated by Kate Kessler. Our first poem today is called Oak's Introduction. I've been wondering when you'd notice me standing here. I've been waiting, watching you grow taller. I have grown too. My branches are strong. Step closer. Let's see how high you can climb. So let's take a closer look at Oak's introduction, lines and stanzas. So you'll see there's 3 lines together and then a space underneath the line, me standing here. The I've been wondering when you'd notice me standing here. That's a stanza with 3 lines. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 stanzas in here with 2 extra lines on the bottom. So see if you notice stanzas in our poems this week. The next thing we're going to look at in poems is called alliteration, and a lot of you wrote an alliteration poem last week. It just means that several words begin with the same letter or sound. Zach watched the zebra zip by. Aiden ate apples all day. And reading poems just makes us be a more attentive reader. We have to pay attention. So we're going to read 2 more poems today that have alliteration. Pause the video and see if you can find those sentences. The next poem we're going to read today is called Bridge. Bridge. This tree across the stream is a trickier bridge than it might seem. Quickly skipping, or slow slip tiptoe, it's a wet and mossy, often soggy crossing. Did you hear a couple words with alliteration? Did you hear some rhyming? I did. Our next poem is called Knotholes. Knotholes. I'm glad that our new fence came from a tree with lots and lots of knotholes. Knot for knot are these knotholes, because if there were not lots of knotholes, I could not peer through and spy on you. I heard some alliteration and rhyming. All right, here is your to-do list for today. Here's your assignment sheet. Watch the video, read to self. You're going to click the Oaks Introduction Reaction link on our assignment sheet, and this link will take you to an online form with just 2 questions, and don't worry, the poem is there if you need to reread it. Also, number 4 says a vowel popper game. We are working on long and short vowel review for the rest of this week. No new spelling words, so I'm not going to use the list I sent home. I decided it's time to start our end of year review. Have a great day.